Welcome back. All right, so this should be the last video for tonight. If not, I'll roll out of bed and come back in here and start again. So I would also like to start by thanking people who came out to tonight's live stream. That was fun. We will do that again on Friday. So Tanner Jeannot is now a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I like Tanner Jeannot, and I like the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I like Julien Brisebois, and I gotta say, the moves that Tampa Bay makes at the deadline normally work out really well for Tampa Bay. And I think back to Barclay Goodrow, I think back to Blake Coleman, and then, you got Nick Paul, you got Brandon Hagel, and in every one of those trades, there were doubts. And is this really worth what they're paying? But boy, this time it feels like they've gone all in on Tanner Jeannot having a bounce back. So currently, Tanner Jeannot, 56 games, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. He's 25 years of age. So what you see is what you get. But I think they're betting on him being the guy he was last season. Last year in 81 games, 24 goals, 17 assists, 41 points. Jeannot, an undrafted player, signed April 2nd, 2018 with the Nashville Predators. And Jeannot last year looked like he was one of the best power forwards in the game. He could hit, he could fight, he could score. And this is what Tampa Bay's betting on, that he'll be able to do. Now, we'll get into what they've traded because this seems like a lot. Now, the 2025 first round pick is top 10 protected. So that cycles to the following year, yada, yada, yada. Your standard top 10 protected and all that. 2024 second round pick is included. 2023 third, fourth, and fifth round picks. Now, the odds of a fifth round pick becoming an NHLer, I think it's around 10%. I think it's about 12% for a fourth round, about 15% for a third round. So with each round, it does drop in terms of odds of a player making to the National Hockey League. But for Nashville, a team that it feels like are doing some sort of a reset right now, I don't see it as a full-on sell. I don't think that's what we're looking at here. But these are assets that, if you're David Poile, you kind of have to take them, don't you? This is just too tempting. They also get Cal Foote. Now, Cal Foote, 26 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. He's 24 years of age, 2017 number 14 pick. When Cal Foote was drafted, I remember there were some who thought that was a little high for Cal Foote. He's not as solid a defenseman as his father, but who is. But that being said, I think he's going to fit in well in Nashville, and I think he's the kind of defenseman that they're going to really like, right? Play a similar role to what Mark Borowiecki has been playing for them when he's been healthy, which of course has been an issue with him over the last couple of years. So Cal Foote, I think, is going to step into a pretty decent role with Nashville. Tanner Jeannot, clearly Tampa Bay feeling that this is the kind of sandpaper they need, and he'll play a bottom six role for them. And it might be like Hagel, might be like Paul, where, and in the offseason, and they're always shedding players in the offseason, maybe Jeannot steps up next year. So clearly with Tampa Bay, who seem to always do their homework when it comes to pro scouting. So you have your amateur scouts. We always talk about the amateur scouts, right? Well, the first round, second round, who did they get in the third round? Well, they've got good scouts or they've got bad scouts. But the pro scouting gets overlooked, where your pro scout will come in and say, hey, this guy fits with us. We think he'll be very good. And so I'm guessing that's what's happened here, is that either Brisebois himself or a scout has said, this guy suits our needs. This is exactly what we need in the lineup. So Tampa Bay makes this move thinking they can go to another Stanley Cup final and potentially win another Stanley Cup. This is an all-in type of move. So I do like the trade for Nashville, though, just because of just how many assets they get back. The interesting thing is, I had to look this up on Cap Friendly because I thought, do they have any draft picks left? The answer is not really. Tampa Bay currently has a 6th round pick and 2 7th round picks in this year's draft. So Julien Brisebois can sleep on draft weekend. He can wake up towards the end of it and go, I don't know what's left. Yeah, fine. Well, we'll take the... He can even just leave it to the head scout and just say, you guys figure it out. I don't... It's 6th and 7th round picks. If they still have those picks available at the time of the draft, I'm not ruling out Tampa Bay trading those picks before the draft. And for next year, they have a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. This is not a 15th, 16th, 17th, 14th. It's just... Anyways. So you guys know what I'm saying here, that they don't have a 1st or a 2nd next year either. So for Tampa Bay, a team that's been at the top for a long time, they're betting on staying at the top for at least not just this season, but in the next season as well. And clearly with that 2025 first, they've started eating into their 2025 draft picks as well. So we'll see, because at some point in time, it does usually come back to bite a team for doing this. But so far, it hasn't with Tampa. And so while I have faith in Tampa, I have to wear Nashville as the winner of this because, I mean, that's a lot of assets. That's a lot of potentially premium assets as well. Also, a minor trade made by Nashville tonight that's been announced. I figured I'd throw this in at the end of this video. They've acquired Isaac Radcliffe from Philadelphia for future considerations. Playing in Lehigh Valley this year, the minor league affiliate for the Philadelphia Flyers. 26 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. He's 24 years of age. So Radcliffe, who knows, either he's going to be playing in the AHL for them in Milwaukee, or they'll call him up and give him just, fourth line minutes, or whatever they're going to do, we'll see. But Nashville clearly moving things around. And, of course, this is in the shadow of the fact that David Poile's stepping down. Barry Trotz is going to step into that role, which would explain why Barry Trotz has been kind of cloak and dagger about everything. Maybe this was planned a while ago. But at any rate, Nashville, pretty major move. And again, with those many assets being offered for one player, you kind of have to take the deal. You kind of have to, don't you? Especially when the guy's got 5 goals in 56 games. We'll see how it works out. Again, I don't bet against Tampa, but I do like what Nashville does here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.